Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Cats
liberals and Democrats,
Cats and dogs.
this is the Driveway Liberty Podcast. Hey guys, this is your Uncle Wes. I'm sitting here with my good friends Travis and Dan, and we are sitting in a driveway. And I need to go ahead and transition this video over if we're going to record these things.
Probably
For video purposes, this is. But hey guys, man, it's kind of a stormy night. We're watching it lightning just outside the driveway here. It's kind of neat. But we're sitting in the driveway talking politics like we do on occasion. And how you boys doing?
good.
Pretty good.
Okay, I want to play some audio.
All right.
I'm not going to tease it or set it up.
Going straight in.
Straight
into it. Straight into it. Okay,
Yep.
ready?
No foreplay on this one.
Nope. Just hard and fast.
All right. Lay it on.
It's called the Fauci effect, which is sort of like, as trust me, I don't get excited about that. I mean, it's nice, but I mean, people go to medical school now. People are interested in science, not because of me, because most people don't know me, who I am. My friends know me, my wife knows me, but people don't know me. It's what I symbolize. And what I symbolize in an era of the normalization of untruths and lies and all the things you're seeing going on in society from January 6th to everything else that goes on, people are craving for consistency, for integrity, for truth, and for people caring about people. It's called the Fauci effect.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's literally the opposite of that. Literally the opposite. These people ignore reality.
Hey. He takes no joy in bringing that up, man.
Fuck no. He's smiling, having a good time. He looks like a little. Never mind. Can't stand it. He should be in jail.
Yeah. See, so go back to a question I asked earlier. What's the peaceful solution? Well, he should have been fired. Like, again, I go back to my statement with Donald Trump, and if you want to run again, there's a couple of things I need to know.
Yeah.
And
I need a list of the people you're going to fire.
Every time I hear this jackass talk, just kind of rekindles that.
He's so full of himself, it's not even funny.
Yeah, we definitely need to point out that he was a Trump hire.
No, he wasn't Trump hire.
No, he's
been around.
He's been
Yeah,
around.
he's been around
Well,
since the 80s.
okay, all right.
He's been around since the 80s.
But Trump
was allowed
made him
to stay.
front and center.
Yes.
He allowed
the
him to
face
stay.
of COVID.
Yeah, I mean, he was basically the president for most of 2020.
Yeah.
Anthony Fauci was.
Right?
Fauci and Birx. Birx should be in jail. She fucking lied the whole time. She
Yeah.
admits it in her book.
Yeah. And so, how do we handle these people in a real world situation? How do we handle it?
Well, they need to be fired, like you said. They need to be out of position.
Yeah.
They need to be no longer contributing to society
Right?
Correct.
publicly.
Correct.
All right. There needs to be accountability on those people. So I don't think this will ever happen because it's really never happened before. But what we know now compared to what we know then, it still amazes me that this guy can come out in public and say the things he says, because literally he got everything wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Mhm.
And he's the expert. Got everything wrong.
Mhm.
And doesn't he hold like freaking patents on
Well, I mean,
coronavirus?
You know, I mean, if you were part of the virus being made, you should have been able to figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah, you would think.
But see, none of the coronavirus response was about coronavirus.
No, it was about control. It was about the growing of the government and the government making
It was
us.
about the Great Reset.
Yeah.
You know, there was about implementing all these different things.
Yeah.
And the World Economic Forum said it multiple times in the early part of 2020. Like, oh, what a perfect time for us to implement all of the crazy stuff that we want to do and go global and
Never let a crisis
vaccine
go to
passports
waste.
and
Yep.
the mark of the beast under your skin, and that's how you're going to pay for things. And
you're gonna like it.
yeah,
That's what they tell you.
so again, in a real society, these people should have a trial.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly these people made decisions that greatly hurt our society and our country.
All aspects of our society, from the
Yep.
children to the economy to people's lives to mental health to
one of the things you brought up
Physical
that
health.
I don't think we've discussed enough is what are children from Florida that are going to be headed to college here the next few years? How much further ahead are they than a huge swath of the kids in the country?
a year or two,
Yeah,
depending on
Yeah.
where they're at.
right. So, but all these things, like, I mean, we've gone over Fauci's emails. You know, like there's more stuff coming out about the data from the Pfizer shots that Naomi Wolf is sending out, and
44% of pregnant women lost their babies during the trials. 44%. Pfizer knew this,
yeah,
and they hid it.
they hit it, and they pushed it on pregnant women, and our FDA pushed it on pregnant
And
women,
the CDC is,
and
CDC
Fauci
is
pushing on
still
pregnant women.
recommending that pregnant
Yes.
women get it.
Yep.
It's a question, and Steve Dace, which we've talked about recently. If you had a depopulation scheme, what would you do differently? I mean, you can't just go around killing everybody because eventually somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, bro, like you can't do that here. There's 200 million guns. Like we're gonna."
Yeah, somebody's going to fight back. Well, I think we talked in depth in the previous cast about transgender. That's a depopulation
Correct.
move.
And so let's say
It's a multi-front attack on
these blue areas like DC, where now if you're going to public school at all, K through 12, you have to be vaccinated. I think it's all K through 12. Don't quote me on that, but there is
half
a
of them are
huge
wearing masks.
there's a huge swath of them, and we know that this is causing all kinds of, not just in females, by the way, in young males as well. It's causing heart issues. It's causing reproductive issues.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so if you have refusing to give your kids this, you know, and again, here is where I think we're at long term. If we have 20 or 30 years, I think a red tsunami, like mid 20th century Democrat type FDR rule, will come for the Republicans. I don't know that we have that long, for being honest.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
know that this current Democratic Party would let that happen without it getting shooty.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing all they can to make it shooty,
Yeah.
to provoke it.
And so the next Republican president, DeSantis, Trump, I don't give a shit who it is, has got to gut the administrative state,
Mm-hmm.
got to gut the
Congress
federal
needs
law
to
enforcement.
defund everything.
Yeah. I mean, what Anthony Sabatini's right. Defund it and have them come tell you why they need the money.
Mm-hmm.
So that is who, and when we're showing up to primaries, we're showing up in November, that's the people we have to vote for. If you believe that way. If you don't believe that way, whatever. Like that's on you. You keep going with what you're doing. But how can you look around the last 2 years at the outcomes in Florida versus the outcomes anywhere else and say that something's not right?
Well, you can't. But we run into problems like in our state where we have an incumbent running unopposed who votes 39% of the time with Democrats.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to primary the people that need to be primaried.
Well, I say it all the time. I mean, the Republicans' biggest problem are the Republicans they're electing.
Yes.
And that actually, if you really want to boil it down, the country's biggest problems are the rhino Republicans that are being elected, and they are, like I've said before, they are supposed to be the front line of defense, and all they're doing is opening the gate and just letting the shit run through.
So I've talked to you guys
While they're telling you that they're guarding the gate.
So I've
Yeah.
talked to you guys a little bit about this, but a good friend of mine and I have had pretty in-depth discussions. And here is the biggest problem, okay? As soon as we hit August 24th of 2024, you will hear me on every podcast we ever do as long as I'm sober enough to remember. Scream from the mountaintops exactly what is available to run for in 2024. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have 2 county commissioner seats being contested this time around.
Yep.
That means in 2 years we have 3. Okay, we have 2 school board seats. That means in 2 years we have 3. Okay, like so, and what I think we struggle with is we beg people to run, and we don't know, and there's a lot of people that we know that feel like they should do something, but they don't know what to do, right? And they don't know, hey, where do I go and raise money? Where do I get up to date on these issues, right? They're looking for a playbook, right? So, Dan, you played football in college. Was it the exact same offense, exact same terminology, exact same everything as your high school?
No.
On day 1, did they hand you a playbook?
Yes.
Did they tell you to go read it?
Yes.
Did you feel more prepared?
Yes.
Okay. So on our side, the liberty loving side, we have to put together a playbook, and we've got to know the people. Okay, so how do we vet? Okay, hey, you think you might want to run? Great. All right, you need to come talk to the Driveway Liberty podcast. You need to go to 38 GOP. You need to go sit down with Miles for Liberty.
Women's Federate.
Women's Federate. Like, and it's not in front of the whole thing. It's, hey, we got 2 or 3 folks we want you to go have lunch with. Okay, and then, hey, you need to raise money. Go see this person. They'll throw a dinner for you. Go see this person. They'll do this for you.
Yep.
Hey, you need marketing strategies. Hey, here's what we got. Right. And if you have that and you hand that to someone and you've vetted them, then you start to get the right people in, and you've removed all the barriers. Hey, we've done all the hard work for you. Okay.
Yep.
We have your strategy. Okay. And maybe we disagree on whether or not we should build a pool, but on so many other things we're good on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we hand you that strategy. Now you just have to go execute the strategy.
And the real problem is our opponents have that.
Yes.
Yeah, they
that
do.
playbook.
They absolutely do. I mean, we sat in that. I'm not going to call the organization's name, but just Monday night we sat in the organization's meeting, and it was a legit dumpster fire, man. It was really
So
sad.
that was the first meeting, and I've mentioned this person multiple times. Was the guy that we met from North Carolina there?
No.
That's sad. That dude wants to do something.
He wants to do something, but he realizes that's not the avenue in which to
Right.
do it, and he's right.
Yeah.
Which is scary and ridiculous at the same time, because it's the official avenue.
Right.
You know, the guy that likes to see the dumpster fire side of me, that part of me,
Oh, yeah.
I had a fabulous time.
Yeah.
But the guy who wants to impact change was truly saddened by what happened in that meeting.
Look, I can't remember if I mentioned on the podcast or not. Somebody hit me with this recently. It's like, hey, it's not that we have a good old boy network. It's that we have the wrong good old boy network.
Yeah.
And we have to create the right good old boy network.
Well, you know, we say on the podcast that all paths to office lead through the driveway.
Yeah. And look, there's so much off the air. We all do our individual stuff off the air.
Right.
With being involved with this group or that group or this person or that person. We've got the connections. Okay, so now how do we take that and build it? And just like Dan on his first day playing college football, hey, we've offered you a scholarship. We vetted you. Here's a playbook.
Yeah.
It's done. Like,
Well,
if
you know what?
you go run these plays, you win.
These organizations, like the one that represents Jay Trumbull
That's what they're
in
doing.
Tallahassee, that's what they're supposed to do. They are consultants. There's like, okay, they come into the campaign. The campaign pays them large sums of money.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
And
Griffiths paid them a pile of money.
yeah, you sit down with them and they say, all right, here's what we need to do. You need to go see these individuals in your neighborhood because they are huge campaign donors.
Right.
You need to go see these people in your county because they have connections. You need to win these people over, and then you need to attend these forums.
Well,
and
I think that's the big money. That's either the statewide races or a state senate race. You know, like that.
But even on the local level, I mean,
you could get them involved. Yes, I agree.
I have when last year when people were asking me to run for county commissioner in this district, they were like, Don't worry about the money. We'll get you the money to be able to run.
Right.
I'm like, well, I didn't even bring up money because I want you to make sure if I run, you're okay with me saying we don't need to be owning golf courses. We don't need to be owning parking lots. We don't need to be spending any more money than we already are spending. Matter of fact, we need to spend less because every bill that comes across me for a vote that it requires additional money, I'm not voting for. And I don't care what it is.
Right.
Unless it is to protect your rights, your life, your liberty, and your property. I'm not voting for it.
So, and whether that agency, I have no issues with those people. They're making a living, probably doing a good job. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to turn something as valuable to me as a county commissioner over to those people. Or a state house representative, for that matter, even though it's less valuable to be than a county commissioner. So, or even school board. You know what I'm saying? Like, and here's the deal: is we have to organize better on our side.
Yeah. Oh, that's where I was going with that point the other night, because I'm not going to bring up the leftist organization, but what was it? Defend. Well, maybe I am going to bring it up. Defend Florida.
I think so.
That was brought up.
Yeah.
And Defend Florida is a leftist organization that has their shit together as far as organization goes. And they are out there perpetuating their message in a highly effective way.
And so let's think about it like this. Like you hand somebody the playbook and you can go find the amount of people that voted in Republican primaries.
Yep.
In off year elections. You know what I'm saying? Like all this data is out there. A lot of people get overwhelmed. Well, what do I have to go knock on 50,000 doors? No, you don't have to knock on 50,000 doors. About 15,000 people are going to vote in this primary. So we got to get 7,600 people to vote for us and we win. You know what I'm saying? Like so there's so much that goes to it on the back end. And honestly, us on our side, you know, like I saw the other day, DeSantis has like his war chest is like 150 million.
Dude,
like
yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah. Yep.
He outraised Charlie Crist 5-1 and didn't even really campaign at all.
Right.
Like, I mean, like people are just throwing money. Okay. But we get in these races and we talk about you do need some amount of money. Okay. And we have to step up. And I've donated to multiple candidates in Florida. It ain't much. It's $20-$25.
Yeah.
I've donated to multiple candidates across the country because I believe in them. I mean, it's $20-$25. Hey, man, I'm not a super PAC. I'd love to start a super PAC. Love to have the money to start a super PAC. But I think we have to get more targeted, and it has to start meaning more to us. Has to start meaning as much to us to organize as it does our opponents. And our opponents are the establishment, which have their own agencies they can go reach out to and pay them piles of money. And also, it's the Democrats.
Well, it's not just the fact that they're organized. It's in the off season. You know, we're using the football analogy. In the off season, they have workouts, they have nutrition plans, especially on the collegiate level.
It's recruiting season, baby.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to hit November 9th. And we're all going to high five each other, and DeSantis won by 12, and woo, this person did this, and this person did that, right? And then come like 2024, we start to get back engaged with, okay, well, who's going to run? No. You've got, as soon as this election's over, you need to be planning for that next election, because you know what? I laughed I said, what the fuck is a community organizer? When I heard that was Obama's job in Illinois. Yep.
I'm like, what the fuck is that? Now, in retrospect, because Saul Alinsky was also a community organizer, you realize that they're out there in the off season and they've got the nutrition plan. They're recruiting. They're getting candidates ready to run. They are coaching these candidates like Carolyn Zonia.
Yeah.
On what to say, how to say it to win over those middle of the road voters, even though you're far left.
Yeah, she lost by 40% in a race, and is right back in another race. She's going to lose by another 40%. I guarantee if you pull up her FEC record, she's got a pile of cash.
How do you think they convinced millions of people to cheer on 16, 17-year-old girls having hysterectomies, cutting off their breasts.
Because they're playing the game in the off season. They're planning.
Yes.
Yeah, for way too long, our people have showed up in November. They haven't showed up for primaries. Have showed up in November, saw an R, and I've only got a few months left of this, 4 to be exact.
Yep.
10 years ago, I was told to save America, I had to do one thing: vote for Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney was going to save America. And as a matter of fact, I want you to tell me, just throw one policy out there that Mitt Romney would have been different than Barack Obama on.
Dude.
You don't.
No,
you
you
can't.
don't have it. No.
Okay. So
Look at his track record.
So turning on Sean Hannity and showing up in November has got us to the point where millions of people think it's okay to chop 15-year-olds'
Yeah, because
breasts off.
there's no opposition.
Yeah.
There's no organized opposition.
Yeah, we
to
just
the cult.
Yeah, we just show up like every now and then, and we've got people. I preach this to my daughter all the time. She's going through a little bit of a transition period in sports she plays. Hey, what are you doing on the days that you're off? What are you doing to get better? Because if it's watching TikTok and sitting on my couch, I can assure you, you're not going to get any better.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And I assure you, somebody that's coming for your spot that you're worried about is doing something, and they're outworking you.
Yep.
So if you just show up to practice in the games, that's not good enough.
Nope.
It's just not. So, like that is the mindset we have to change. So that's why I think the organizing for the candidates, places like the 38 GOP, places, like all the Moms for Liberty, like keep that push going, even when it's not election season.
Right?
Keep shining those lights on all the things we have to do, the Women's Federated, all these different things, because we have to take it as seriously as our opponents do, and right now we don't.
We're being outworked. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, we're starting to, but we're a little late in the game.
Before we go to the next topic, we need to give a shout out to Panama City, Florida.
What?
Today alone, they have downloaded 193 podcasts. Just
That's
today,
what's up.
that one city today has downloaded 193 podcasts. Matter of fact, if you are a liberty-minded business owner and you are looking to reach like-minded individuals who are very loyal clientele, you need to go check out the Driveway Liberty Podcast /advertise and see how you can sponsor this podcast.
Yep. And if you're just an individual, patreon.com/Driveway Liberty Podcast. Hey, also, YouTube and Rumble, we really need you to like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Really need you like,
because we are getting ready to go full-fledged video.
Our preference would be you like and subscribe on Rumble.
Yes.
Because there's ways you can also support us financially there. And guys, we are legit. If you're watching this video or listening to us, we legit are in a driveway. And this started as a labor of love, but we have realized that our mission is to inspire front porch patriots to get off their asses after their Sunday dinner and get involved and engaged in politics. We talk about laying out a game plan. The best game plan we can have to take this country back is for all of us who have sit around and complained about politics for so long to become engaged and get involved, even in the off season. With that being said, what else are we going to talk about?
Can you cue up the Whitlock Tucker combo?
Oh yeah. Oh boy. I guess we ought to give a shout out to our listeners in China as well.
Oh snap! We got listeners in China
and Germany, for that matter. Yeah.
Is this the one about the FBI?
No.
It varies. Well, I don't know. I can't look and see what.
All right, we're having two different
viewers
conversations. We're talking
China.
about.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hold on.
It's the Twitter video with Whitlock.
Man, we also
Tucker
got
Carlson.
we got some Subaru drivers that are listening to us in Asheville
Oh, snap.
because everybody in Asheville.
I do love Asheville.
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 Okay, I have
has
one
a Subaru. Yeah.
Twitter message with Tucker. Wait.
You know, it just played.
So why he's
Just
pulling
play
it
what?
up?
I
The
don't
one with Tucker.
oh,
What's the matter, Travis?
well, there's actually. What is the.
I'm sending it to you again right now.
All right, send it to him. I'm going to give some other shout outs while you're doing that.
See,
Shout
this is
out.
what happens when you shout out or send like 94 Twitter messages in 12 minutes.
Right, absolutely. So,
Well, it's when I'm doing my research. So.
shout out to our listeners in Boston, Massachusetts. You're really
Yeah.
gonna really love our
Ooh.
previous cast.
Boston,
yeah.
Massachusetts.
To Manchester, I don't.
We kind of went deep on Boston there.
We did.
Yep.
I love Boston. Boston's a cool city.
We've got some new listeners we've picked up in Pittsburgh, in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, snap.
Pittsburgh,
That's what's up.
Pennsylvania, by the way. Columbus, Dover, Delaware, Philadelphia, Baltimore. Of course, all of our good friends in Hutchinson, Kansas that listen to us. Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Look, if you're in Hutchinson, please hit us up and let us know if we're big in the underground prepper community.
Yep. Please do.
I lay my head down at night and I think about that.
We now have listeners in Portland, Oregon.
Oh God,
Yeah. So Black Lives.
I just sent it to you.
dude, you didn't even send that.
Didn't I?
No, you did not. All right, here we go.
Houston, Texas, Baton Rouge.
Beware all euphemisms. They're always a cover for lying and
Shout out
misdeeds.
Baton Rouge,
Gender
except for
affirming
football team.
care. That's a phrase you're seeing everywhere, including conservative media to their great shame. What is gender affirming care? Well, it's castrating children. It's exactly what it is. And it's become it's becoming illegal in some states, but of course activists are trying to circumvent the law. The rule of law. So the person behind the site or the Twitter feed, Libs of TikTok, just unearthed evidence of a drug smuggling operation aimed at young children. Libs of TikTok found this online post from someone called Eli Ehrlich. He says he's a PhD student at UC Santa Cruz. Quote, if anyone needs hormones who can't get access, message me, Ehrlich wrote. I have a network with years of extra doses. Ehrlich said he wants to send these drugs to, quote, trans youth. Now, that's a crime, of course, but needless to say, the DOJ has refused to investigate.
They don't
Jason
care.
Whitlock is the host of Fearless. He joins us tonight to assess what's going on. So the DOJ, there is an effort to give drugs illegally to kids that will castrate them, but the Department of Justice is not interested?
No, they're not interested because anything that has to do with gender identity, anything that has to do with diversity, equity, and inclusion, they're all for. And Tucker, I'm gonna go really big picture here, but and I've said this before, but all of this to me is just satanic. The targeting
Yes.
of young people and children that are very impressionable at a very early age, and now we got someone trying to sell them puberty blockers or hormones that will change their identity. And it all goes back to this country was founded by people who believed our rights came from God. And when I look at the left, they want to disrupt that founding principle, that this is a country founded on biblical principles. They want to disrupt all of that. And what we're going through right now, Tucker, is a process called sifting. And it's in the Bible. One of the last things Jesus said to his disciples, Luke chapter 22, verse 31, he tells Peter, he calls him Simon, says the devil wants to sift you. The sifting process is separating us. It's all these different identities that they've invented in our lifetime. Cisgender, non-binary, you're a Republican, you're black, you're white, you're gay, you're lesbian, you're this, you're that. We're all being separated. And our founders saw us as all coming from one creator. And even for non-believers, that founding worked for all of us. But as we're being separated like wheat, that's why there's so much divisiveness in this country.
Jason Whitlock, the only person who would say that on TV. And we're grateful that you did. Good to see you tonight. Thank you. More news straight ahead.
He's not wrong.
Hey, The fact that that's controversial in our country is
insane.
Well, I mean, Brett made a good point in the last 38 GOP. I mean, he named all of these things that in our lifetime was considered mainstream and normal, but is now considered radical. If you think there's only two genders, you might be a radical.
right.
That whole line of Jeff Foxworthy style comments he made, and that's it was not uncommon when I was growing up to hear Bible verses read on the radio or on the TV, but now you do it and you get blasted.
Yeah,
it's a bad thing. We do need to take a break. We'll come back and make more comments about that video when we come back. This will be the end of the video that we stream. If you want to hear the rest of this podcast,
a little teaser.
Yeah,
got it. Apple, Spotify.
Yeah, you can go to Apple, Spotify, Podomatic, Apple, Google
You gotta
Podcasts,
subscribe,
Amazon
follow.
Music.
Yeah,
all of that. Yes,
all that.
So you can listen to the rest of this cast and our comments on that video via those channels. And if you're watching the video, we'll see you in the audio.